Both Sweden and England really took the eye in the opening round of matches at the UEFA Women's Under-19 Championships. And they both have the opportunity to take control of Group B in Fridek Mistek today. The Swedes soaked up plenty of pressure against Germany, but beat them 2-0 to send out a real message to the other contenders in this tournament, while the Lionesses swept aside Norway 4-1 with some superb finishing. These two nations are very familiar opponents at this level. This is their 7th meeting in the finals today. And before the action, we will pause for the national anthems. And warm applause for both teams in what is the smallest venue being used in this championships. All of the stadia are in southwest of the Czech Republic. Matilda Winberg scored both of Sweden's goals against Germany, but is not in the starting lineup today. Matilda Nielden replaces her on the left of midfield. That's the only change. Serena Bachmark will hope to replicate her brilliant performance, which included a penalty save against the Germans. And England were very impressive in the opening game. Real attacking intent. Sweden played a different sort of 90 minutes against Germany, but still got the job done. And our match referee, Catalan Sipos of Hungary. Afina Persson, the Swedish captain, plays for Rosengard. And Charlotte Wardlaw of Liverpool, on loan from Chelsea, has the armband for England. Another very warm day for these players to contend with. I'm sure we will see cooling breaks throughout the 90 minutes. Gemma Davis has also chosen to change a winning team. Liverpool's Lucy Parry comes in at left-back. Lucia Kendall of Southampton will be in midfield. And Lucy Watson, who plays for Sheffield United, will be part of what was a potent attack against Norway. Grace Clinton and Aggie Beever-Jones both scored in that game. Beever-Jones has 2 so far in this tournament. Alma Ullberg is uncapped at this level for Sweden. Caitlin Smith is based with Clemson Tigers in the United States for England. And England going through their very vocal warm-ups once again. Evelina Duljan of Sweden will be looking to keep a close eye on Aggie Beever-Jones, who had a sensational game against Norway. Before kick-off, both sets of players take the knee to highlight the ongoing drive for diversity and inclusivity in football and beyond. And it's England who get the match underway, wearing all white, attacking from right to left. Both these teams winning their opening games. And there has already been a shock in this group earlier today. Norway have beaten Germany by 2-1. That means if this match is drawn, Germany, who have 4 titles at this level, will be out of the competition before they play their final game against England on Sunday. Here is Kendall, looking for Beever-Jones. And in the end, the challenge comes in for Meridi, and it will be a corner. And the movement of Aggie Beever-Jones was a real feature of England's victory on Monday night. And the corner was worked short. Clinton, who was such a clever player in that game, made 2 and scored the final goal. Now Watson, low into the penalty area. Sweden clear, and then Kendall is quickly challenged, and Norway will try and break with Nielden. And coming back to make the tackle was Kendall, and it was a heavy challenge, and as a result, Sweden have a free kick. Kendall initially went with the arm before sweeping away the legs. Vijk is over the free kick. So the situation in this group, Norway have now joined Sweden and England on 3 points. Of course, Norway have played a game more. Germany have 2 defeats. They've dominated both games, but they have nothing to show for their efforts, and they could be out if there is a draw here today. But either of these sides know a victory will leave them on the brink of qualification. Caroline Schlöblom, one of 2 very young coaches here today who have produced 2 very impressive sides. Sprung. Now it's wide to Vijk again, and Watson will have to do her share of defending. The player who had a lively cameo from the bench in the closing stages against Norway. Blinkilde with the ball in field, the player with Danish heritage up against Sweden today. Beever-Jones. And the run was made from midfield from Blinkilde, but it's gathered by Serena Bachmark. Sweden were at times under so much pressure against Germany. Germany outshot them 24-6, and the corner count was 8-2 in the Germans' favour, but 2 first-half goals gave Sweden a 2-0 victory, allied to some excellent defending and inspired goalkeeping. Duljan now Sprung. Nelhager. Rady. Nielden looking to work the ball down the line, but she's quickly closed down. And Gemma Davis has not been afraid to make changes here, and players she's brought in have had a good deal of senior team experience outside the Women's Super League, as the cross-in is claimed by Keating. Lucia Kendall was part of the Southampton team, which was promoted from the 3rd tier into the Championship in England at the end of last season. Lucy Watson plays for Sheffield United and was a regular, both in terms of goals and appearances for them. And Lucy Parry was part of the Liverpool team, which has been promoted back to the Women's Super League. And it's an interesting mix in the England squad. Players who are featured at the very highest level, other players who are out on loan in the 2nd tier from clubs such as Chelsea. Aggie Beever-Jones, a player who is in that category, having played so well for Bristol City last season, and she's carried that form into the international game as Sweden win their first corner. And once again it was Nielden who was getting forward down the right-hand side, the player brought into the side today. Corner kicks did cause some issues for Kiara Keating, the England goalkeeper, in the match against Norway. Sandberg with a delivery, and the header towards goal is in. And it's another goal conceded from a corner for the Lionesses. Nelhager with a comprehensive header. Keating had no chance there. A really good delivery. And Nelhager completely unmarked. And she towered over the England defence. Just got the run on Georgia Fox, and there were 2 or 3 candidates waiting to thunder in the header, and Nelhager got there first. And England will be disappointed once again to concede from a set piece, but here is Clinton and now Blinkilde, and she had the opportunity to shoot, but she tried to play in Lucy Watson, and the flag's up for offside in the end. And this group is producing so many talking points already. The problems for Germany, the recovery from Norway, and Sweden with an early lead here after they exposed England's fallibility from set pieces. And as we saw in the match against Germany, once Sweden have a lead, they can be very difficult to shake off. Dolian. It's wide to Sandberg, but this time England will clear, but they've clearly been rocked by that. Fox able to clear, but Sweden have another opportunity here to load the penalty area. Sverre Remberg does have a goal threat, but is also happy to work the channels and create space for others. Brady. Now into Persson. And the goal scorer, Nelhager. And it's good stuff from Sweden, although it breaks down there. The pass wide from Eriksson. And then that's an uncompromising challenge, and Sweden are looking for another free kick. It was Kendall once again who was involved. You can hear the England coach, Gemma Davies, saying switch on, not good enough. And the team here have not really started. Sandberg with the free kick this time. And fired towards goal by Duljan and flicked on, and Persson maybe took the sting out of the shot, and it was claimed by Keating. But again, Sweden picking up the second balls. Duljan's shot may have been passing wide, but Persson just tried to divert it in. And Fox looking to make one of her characteristic bursts down the right. The fullback areas is potentially where this game could be settled. We have four players who are very keen to advance, and Fox, of course, scored a fine goal against Norway. Blinkilde, and now Mace. And the goal from Elma Nelhager, her first at any level in any type of football, and it's caused a problem here for Gemma Davies. Bourne, closed down by Remberg. Helped on towards Beever-Jones, but Sweden will have the throw-in. Bachmark with the clearance. Now Persson. Duljan. A support from Sprung. And that's another good ball, but it just evades the grasp of Hannah Vijk. Parry will take the throw-in. Loose ball is gathered by Beever-Jones. Clinton ahead of her, and Clinton now could have a run on goal. Has support from Watson. Beever-Jones waiting in the centre. Now it's back to Parry. Kendall. And England looking to apply some pressure for the first time here, but in the end, it breaks down. But a perfect start for Caroline Schloblom. Blinkilde. And now Watson. Wardlaw. And the flag is up once again against Beever-Jones. Vijk, another player in the Sweden team who's had regular senior experience at Häcken. And Duljan took that ball down well, now Sprung. Sandberg. And Sprung looking to release Duljan, but the pass just overhit this time. But Sweden beginning to move the ball around very sweetly. Duljan. And these two sides have played on 6 previous occasions in finals, going all the way back to 2003 when England won by 2-1, and 2 Lioness legends, Alex Scott and Farrah Williams, were on the score sheet. And in 2009, England won their only title at this level, beating Sweden 2-0 in the final. Tony Duggan and Jordan Nobbs were on the score sheet that day. Sweden, of course, have picked up 3 titles in the past, and in 2012, on the way to their success, they beat England. And most recently in 2014, Stina Blackstenius was on the score sheet in a 2-0 victory. Clinton just shoved over by the goal scorer Nelhager. Sweden winning this championship in 1999 when it was a slightly different format, 2012 and 2015 when Blackstenius scored twice in the final. But they've had some fine players come through this age group. Fox, and that's a goal kick. Amanda Illestedt, Magdalena Eriksson, Ellen Rubenson and Hannah Glasser among those who've picked up winners' medals for Sweden in this tournament. But this is a return for them. They failed to qualify in the 4 previous editions. And that's going back to 2016 when Stina Blackstenius was a frequent goal scorer for them. But they went out in the group stage. Duljan. She's got pace and trickery. And she goes for goal again, and Nielden was looking to just guide the ball in. But Evelina Duljan is someone who England are finding difficult to cope with at the moment. Sweden do seem to have that blend of threat on the counter-attack or at set pieces, as we've already seen today, and defensively. Swedish teams have always been very well organised at every level, and this one seems to be in that category as well. Georgia Fox will take the throw-in. One of a number of players connected to Chelsea who was out on loan, or has been recently. Now Clinton. So strong with her back to goal, and she's won the corner. Grace Clinton of Everton really deserved her goal against Norway. Lucy Watson will take it. She was looking to open up the angle for the cross in, but she's lost out, and now there's an opportunity for Sweden to break once again with Reimberg into the penalty area. She's got support in field. Reimberg looking to go herself, but eventually Keating makes an excellent save to deny Nielden, but Sweden should be 2 up. And that came all the way from England's corner. Reimberg with the burst into the penalty area, and eventually it broke to Nielden. But Keating made an excellent save and a very timely one for England at this stage of the game. Beaver-Jones with the flick on, but it comes to nothing. Reedy. Now Vike. Eriksson. It's back to Backmark, who has not seen a shot of any description so far as we head towards the 20-minute mark. Blinkelder. Or Kendall has been closed down, and the Swedish team dominating the attempts on goal, all of them on target so far, as Backmark claims. And again, the flag was raised. Clinton. Good challenge from Sprung. Now Duljan, who has been a real danger so far, and she's taking on Fox again. And she shrugged off Fox. Duljan with the effort, deflected over the top by Mace. And this is looking very ominous for England at the moment. Sweden a goal up, and they are looking a dangerous team at the moment. Every time they cross the halfway line, Sprung will take this corner kick again, and again it's a free header. And Rady was wide this time. And Sweden have had some really good opportunities to double their lead here. And this cooling break could be a very timely one for Gemma Davis and England to try and sort one or two things out. The ice towels are evident once again, but for Sweden, it could break up their momentum, because at the moment, they are the side in the ascendancy. Alma Nelhager scoring the only goal so far. And the Lionesses have work to do here. And the supporters who have gathered in Friedeck Mistek will be very glad of the shade offered by the stand. This is the only goal so far, and a very well-timed run. And England failed to go with her or make any sort of challenge. And the cooling break has come to an end. And the question is, can Sweden maintain their red-hot form? Bourne. Now Mace. Sweden are pressing very high at the moment, and England are having to be very watchful with their passes. A high ball forward now, taken down well by Clinton, but she was unlucky. Reedy is able to make the challenge. Lucy Parry will take the throw in for England, and then it was just a bump on the back of the head there for Watson. And England do have the free kick. Viker, the player who has been penalised, although it could have been the subsequent nudge on Clinton from Rady, although the whistle did go before that. And England here have a set piece of their own. Kendall and Watson are over it. High from Kendall and headed behind once again, but once again England are flagged offside. Sweden do seem to have a height advantage in those sorts of situations. Short to Vike. And again, there is an opportunity for Nielden to try and cause problems, and she forces England back once again. Bourne. And now Ruby Mace of Manchester City, player who has also seen service for Arsenal and Birmingham already in the Women's Super League. Into Wardlaw, and it spins kindly into the path of Kendall, and that's a good ball. Watson, and Sweden will clear once again. It was Persson who was back there. Long in from Parry, and the final touch there was off a Swede. It seemed to go behind, but it was claimed by Bachmark, and players allowed to continue. Sweden with all of the shots on goal so far. Blinkilde. Kendall. Mace. Once again, Sweden are forcing England back. But now Parry looking to change that, and the ball in was hacked behind by Nelhager. Not sure she was aware where Beaver Jones actually was, and that's why she took evasive action. In the other match going on at the moment in Group A, the host nation, the Czech Republic, are a goal down to Spain. Watson. Again, it's fired in low, and Sweden will clear. Now Parry. Wardlaw. And the cross is deep, and Bachmark will claim, and then, goodness me, it was almost an equaliser. Grace Clinton striking the crossbar. And Serena Bachmark was almost embarrassed there. The crossing was deep, and she seemed to gather it, then lost it. Clinton was following up, as all good strikers should. And the header was lifted on to the frame of the goal. Now Beaver Jones. And after half an hour or so of real frustration, England inches away from the equaliser. Watson, and they'll try and build on that. Keating. If Spain beat the Czech Republic in the other game, they will be the first team through to the semi-finals with a game to spare. France and Italy drawing 2-2 earlier today. Italy equalising with a very late penalty. And in the game, which was delayed 45 minutes by a hailstorm, Norway coming from behind to beat Germany in this group, which means a draw here would send the Germans out before they play England. But Sweden here, if they can get 6 points out of 6, they will be on the verge of qualification. There's the possibility, as things stand, of 3 teams having 6 points in this group. Parry. But that would need Norway to beat Sweden in their final game on Sunday. But a long way to go in this one. Long from Parry. Cleared by Pearson. And now Mace. Keating is looking to offer support. Get the ball forward quickly. But it's given straight back to Sweden. Smart play again from Dullian. Nielden. Back to Vike. Rady. And good pressure from Grace Clinton to force the hurried pass. Parry. Well, Mace has given the ball away. Here is Dullian. Reinberg making the run into the area, and Mace redeems her earlier error by conceding the corner. And Bayer Sprung will take it. Plays for Rosengard, and a first-team regular there. Sprung with a deeper delivery, another free header. And it's Rady again, and once again it's wide. But England need to sort out their communication at set pieces, because every time a corner is swung in, there's a Swedish head on the end of it. And England are making a very early change here. And it's Ruby Mace who is coming off, and Caitlin Smith will come on. Mace seems to have a problem, and the change has been made very quickly. Caitlin Smith plays for the Clemson Tigers in the American college system. She will now be alongside Tara Bourne. So England forced into an early change, and they used their bench very well in the match against Norway. Every player who came on seemed to make an impact. Mace has had one or two problems during the game, and defensively England have been just lacking some cohesion at times, but whether that's the reason for the change, we'll have to find out later on. Blinkilde. Fox. Now Kendall. Clinton was chasing, and again the goalkeeper's lost it, and it's off the post again. Did it cross the line? The referee says no. Grace Clinton is convinced, and the handling of Bachmark almost gifting Grace Clinton a goal again. Kendall with the ball forward, and the goalkeeper seemed to control the ball on her thigh, and then it came loose, and England were asking the question as to whether it crossed the line or not. It's difficult to see on the initial view. Here is Reinberg. But England's two opportunities in this game have both come courtesy of a goalkeeper who was absolutely superb during the game against Germany. But that's often the way of a goalkeeper. If you make a mistake, there's often no hiding place, although Bachmark has twice had some good fortune. But here is Sprung. Neil Den, just forced wide, still gets the shot in, but it's blocked eventually by Parry. And then the free kick conceded by Reddy. The fairly blatant push on Blinkilde. This was the opportunity for Clinton. The goalkeeper losing it there. Clinton looking to bundle the ball towards goal. And did it cross the line? Well, it is a matter of millimetres. That would have been something for goal line technology to sort out. But England are enjoying a good spell in the game at the moment. Although it's tidied up by Vijk. And an equalising goal would not flatter them on the balance of play at the moment. Reinberg is closed down by Bourne. Nielden. Now Reimberg. And that was well watched by Kendall. Watson. The player's been halted because Charlotte Wardlaw is down. She claimed she was struck in the face. It was a challenge which saw players from both sides initially go down. If there was any contact from Nielden, it may have been accidental. Another chance for players to take on very welcome fluids. As the treatment continues for the England captain. Gemma Davis will be looking for more quality in possession in the second half. There's no doubt that England have been wasteful at times, something which was not really the case during the opening game. Charlotte Wardlaw picked up a winner's medal with Liverpool, winning the championship last season on loan from Chelsea. She'll be hoping for another one here, but England at the moment have work to do. And they will want to take something from this game to avoid the prospect of facing a Germany side who will have to win on Sunday. And England have lost to Germany at this level on all 8 previous occasions, but that's in the future. At the moment, England need to concentrate on overcoming a Sweden team who have had their moments of good fortune so far. And the change for England, Ruby Mace with a slight knock. As Bourne just has to chase back as Smith guided it towards the goalkeeper, and Keating was able to clear, but Watson conceding the throw-in. Eriksson. When England won this tournament back in 2009, they did it without conceding a goal. They had some fine players, and Grace Clinton looking to follow in their footsteps here, which he's denied on this occasion. And now a chase for Reimberg. Bourne rather isolated. Reimberg sprung. Nielden. Good running from Wijk, and the cross is palmed away by Keating, and she gets to the rebound just in time. And it was a tantalising ball in from Wijk, and it was dropping over the head of the goalkeeper initially, but she readjusted well and did just enough. There will be plenty of added time at the end of the first half. We've had the cooling break and also an injury interruption. Rady finding Reimberg, but England had the throw-in. Taken by Parry. Blinkilde. Kendall very deep at times. And Kiara Keating will just be grateful that that ball was leave it away from goal at the last possible moment. Parry. And Sweden have the throw-in, and we will have a minimum of 4 more minutes. And the ball is run behind by Vike. It will be a goal kick. Parry, now Bourne, who was at Blackburn Rovers in the second tier last season, on loan from Manchester United. Caitlin Smith, who has come on, has spent time in the academy at Chelsea, but is now with Clemson Tigers in the United States. So many players take that route into US college soccer and really benefit from the experience. High standard of football and also in education. Smith is in her freshman year and has already really impressed those who watch the Tigers on a regular basis. Fox will take it. Beaver Jones. Little seen of her so far. Now Fox, who goes down. And the referee and assistant only give a throw-in. It was Dulyan who came in with a challenge from behind, but was there sufficient contact to call that a foul? To Clinton. And again, she turns so well, but this time the ball just evading her grasp. Bourne. Now Parry. Breaks for Kendall. Fox. Beaver Jones was off and running down the right, but it's won back by Sweden. Smith. Renberg was onside. Tara Bourne is urged to move forward by her goalkeeper. Now Parry. Clinton. Strong challenge from Reedy, but she won the ball. But it breaks back to Watson. Blinkilde. Kendall. And Dulyan coming back to make the challenge. And now she'll try and bring it forward. Smith with the clearance. Blinkilde. But Sweden just edging the midfield battle once again. Nielden. And that's half-time, so no shortage of talking points in the opening 45 minutes. Elma Nelhager heading Sweden ahead early on. England conceding from a corner for the second time in the tournament, but they've also hit the bar and post from close range. Grace Clinton almost capitalising on goalkeeping errors, but Sweden have had other opportunities and may believe they could be further ahead. Really big 45 minutes coming up for both teams at half-time. It is Sweden 1, England 0. Welcome back to Friedeck Mistek. Gemma Davis and England are a goal down to Sweden at half-time. The early header from Elma Nelhager. Although both teams had opportunities since then. Sweden with 2 or 3 clear-cut chances to make it 2-0. And then England hitting both the bar and the post through Grace Clinton after goalkeeping errors from Serena Bachmark. And on a very warm day, the tempo of the game has been pretty good. And Bachmark will know that she may not be third time lucky. England forced into a change in the first half. Caitlin Smith coming on to replace the injured Ruby Mace. And there is going to be a Sweden change at the start of the second half. In fact, 2 of them. The player who scored twice against Germany on Monday, Matilda Winberg, wearing number 13, will come on, along with Amelia Bengtsson, who also came on in the second half in the match against Germany. So Caroline Sjöblom just changing up her attacking options. Bengtsson has just moved to top-flight football in Sweden. And Winberg is a regular for Hammarby at the highest level. And she's come on for Svea Remberg, who worked extremely hard, often with little support in the first half. And it's the other striker, Bea Sprung, who has almost gone off. So maybe it was a planned move from the Swedish coach to change both strikers and keep them rotated and keep them fresh. And Sweden leading by a goal to 0. Get the second half underway. Norway beating Germany in this group earlier on in a match delayed by a hailstorm. So if this game ends in a draw, Germany will be out before they play England on Sunday. But there could be real jeopardy for the Lionesses if they can't find a way back into this game. Sweden face Norway in their final match. Both of them will be played simultaneously on Sunday evening. And England would like to get the Germans out of the way before they play them. Here is Smith. Coming short was Kendall. Confirmation of those changes. And in fact, it was Matilda Nilden who has gone off for Sweden. Svea Remberg is still out there. Here is Duljan, who has led England a merry dance at times. Bengtsson. Grace Clinton has done so much of her work away from the penalty area, looking to give England the attacking platform. Duljan. And Sandberg just running out of room. And Aggie Beaver-Jones has barely had a pass so far. Oh, Wardlaw has given the ball away there. And the shot towards goal is a comfortable save for Keating. And it was Winberg, the player who has just come on. Pretty much her first touch. Now Vike. Watson almost in. Blinkilde wasn't too far over, but I think the back mark had it covered. Laura Benkilde. The player with the Danish ancestry will be very keen to do well against Sweden. Another player with experience in the Women's Super League with Aston Villa. Came through the academy at Birmingham like so many players have over the years. Anna Wijk in towards Winberg. Some nerveless finishing from her against Germany. Winberg. She was held up by Parry. And Lucy Watson has had to help double up on a number of occasions. Sweden have offered so much from the wide areas. Fox. Now Kendall. Benkilde. Clinton inside. Benkilde, though, smartly away from the first challenge. And now it's played wide towards Watson, and the cross in is hooked over by Reidi, and it will be a corner kick. But England have rarely produced so much attacking fluency in the game so far, but close to the equaliser there. Kendall will go across to take it. Kendall's delivery is a good one, and Beaver Jones with the header which flashes across the face of goal. Wardlaw, Fox. Well, she's lost out. Here is Dullian. And she cleverly changes the point of the attack, and there is an opportunity for Sandberg to move forward here. Winberg is in space. Sandberg continues. Now Winberg. Sweden once again so good on the counter-attack, but the flag is raised for offside. Winberg just straying beyond the final defender, but for the second time in the game, an England corner produces a very dangerous Swedish counter-attack. Smith, now Keating. Watson. Now Keating again. Fox unable to keep the ball in play. Clinton closing down. Now Pearson. Reidi. Flick on, almost releasing Reinberg. Here is Watson. She lost out initially, and it's brought clear by Reidi. Benkilde. Wardlaw. Smith. The one England change so far. Bourne. Beaver Jones. Kendall. She was looking for Watson, but quickly cut out by Wijk. Sweden won 5 and lost 1 of their qualification games in the opening round in Serbia. They did lose to France 1-0, but comfortably beat their hosts 4-0 and edged Iceland 2-1, and then they hosted the second qualifying group. 3 comfortable wins over Poland, Croatia and Denmark. England were also the host nation for their second round, when the hat-trick from Aggie Beever-Jones took them through against Belgium. Sandberg, Duljan, and she's left frustrated this time. And more changes. And the England captain is coming off. Charlotte Wardlaw, Maisie Simmons of Brighton and Hove Albion will be coming on. She started the opening game. Wardlaw did get a bang to the face in the first half as well. Freya Gregory is also coming on as well, and it's Lucy Watson who goes off, so that was a change made in reverse during the first game against Norway. Gregory was part of the Leicester team, which survived at the bottom of the Women's Super League this season on loan from Aston Villa. Fox, Blinkilde, and Nell Hager, who has scored the only goal so far, makes the challenge. Simmons, Fox. Cleared as far as Kendall, but that header is short, and it's quickly played forward, looking for the run of Reimberg, but Keating took up a very good position. Parry, now Gregory, and she won't keep that in play. So Gemma Davis has gone back to 2 of the players who started the opening game. Sweden also changing things up as well. Amelia Pelgander is coming on to replace Sara Eriksson. And Felicia Högberg replaces Sverre Remberg. And Högberg plays in the second tier in Sweden for Jitex. And all of her appearances so far in both qualification and the tournament have come from the bench. Pelgander is an ever-present for her club, Örebro. Clearance not quite breaking for Beever-Jones. Kendall. Once again, she's given the ball away. Here is Duljan at pace. And she's got support, but Duljan may look to go alone herself. She'll take on Bourne, and she's driven wide, and Bourne able to make the challenge in the end. And Kendall just taking a chance in midfield, which is a dangerous thing to do with players like Duljan around, but Bourne did well to just cut off the route to goal and then ensure that the cross did not find the intended target. Winberg will take the corner kick. It's another good delivery, and it's fisted away by Keating onto the frame of the goal. Then the shot smacks her firmly in the face, and the cross back in is eventually claimed. Well, at times, in both penalty areas, there has been an element of chaos today. And England escaped this time. Bourne. Now Smith. Julian is in the way again. England not learning the earlier lesson. Hoogberg waiting in the centre, but it's further back, and the shot from Pelgander is deflected behind again. But England at times giving the ball up rather cheaply. This was the original corner, and Keating doing just enough to pull the ball away, and then the shot from Hoogberg was blocked bravely by the Manchester City player. Another in-swinging corner, very deep this time, and too deep. Keating did feature for Manchester City in the Women's Super League this season, having come through the academy at Manchester United. Simmons sees it cut out by Julian. And there was a long spell where Manchester United only ran an academy. There was no senior team available for the players to move up to, and as a result, United ended up developing a number of excellent players for other teams, and it's only in recent years, when they've chosen to rejoin the senior setup, that they're now getting the benefit of the work they've put in. Fox. Beaver-Jones. Good challenge again, though, by Persson. Simmons, though, nipping in to win it back. England have maybe lacked that tenacity in certain areas. Fox. And it's blocked by Bengtsson. Beaver-Jones there, looking to head towards goal, but the Swedish captain with a perfectly timed challenge. Simmons. And the cross is overhit once again. Half an hour to play, and Germany will be watching this game nervously, because if England score, they are out. The Germans need a victory of any sort in this game to keep their hopes flickering. Ideally, a win for Sweden, because then if they beat England, they may have the opportunity to overhaul them. Overall, in the second half, Sweden have rediscovered the defensive discipline they showed against Germany. Smith. Here is Keating, who has been the busier goalkeeper of the two in the second half. And now Julian skips away from Smith. And England here under pressure, but once again the cross doesn't find the intended target. Good covering from Kendall. Now Simmons. Blinkilde. Gregory pulling wide to the left. Blinkilde continuing. Here is Gregory, needs to be a good cross. Beaver Jones arriving. And the free kick's given for her challenge on Pearson. It was a good ball in. Beaver Jones, in the end, winning the header above Sandberg, but it was the nature of the challenge which led to the free kick. Sandberg looks to be okay. Högberg. Now Duljan. So much is going through her for Sweden now. She's released by Högberg again, but Fox did well to initially catch up. Sandberg. She will try again. Met by Fox. Simmons. Holding off Bengtsson. Clinton. Now Simmons again. She was looking for Gregory, but once again, Sweden have dealt with those sorts of situations well. The creative players for England have had very little time on the ball. Kendall steps in. Brady back towards back mark. Pelgander. And this will suit Sweden at the moment, still defending that one-goal lead gained in the 7th minute. Bengtsson. Duljan. And they are just keeping England penned in at times, or at least preventing them from having any sort of meaningful possession in their half. Duljan. It's a clever ball. Bengtsson. She wriggles to the byline, and Keating has to pull the ball behind. And it's another Sweden corner. And it will be an in-swinger once again from Bengtsson. It's very deep from Bengtsson, and the header over the top. And for the 3rd time in the game, it was a free header for Sofia Redi. And on each occasion, they've been off target. And a cooling break has been called for. And it's a final chance for both coaches to get the players in and try and sort out the final quarter of this game. England still have 2 changes they can make. Sweden have 1. A reminder, in this group verdict today, Norway beating Germany, coming from behind to win 2-1 in a game delayed by hailstorms. And that means Germany are currently bottom of the group. And they still have to play England. And England are making another change here. Emily Murphy is coming on to replace Aggie Beever-Jones. Emily Murphy, another player who was moved to the United States, plays for North Carolina. She was previously with both Chelsea and Birmingham in the Women's Super League. And Mia Ross has also come on as well. And Lucy Parry is the player who has made way. Ross features for Charlton in the lower divisions of senior women's football, having come through the academy at Liverpool. She's another player who came on and did well against Norway. So Gemma Davis has played her cards here. Dolian. Sweden have played the more controlled football at times in the second half. But England still only a goal behind as we tick into the final 20 minutes. Mia Ross, one of the players who has come on to replace Lucy Parry. Emily Murphy, the other player who has come on, of the North Carolina Tar Heels. She's in her junior year there. Smith of Clemson plays it back, and Keating was almost closed down there. And it was Herberg who made the challenge, and Keating felt that. But he's keen for play to continue. We are now inside the final 20 minutes. And apart from a couple of moments when Bachmann has fumbled high balls into the penalty area, it is difficult to remember her making a significant save in the game. But here is Fox. Already has a goal in the tournament, but she's covered well by Sandberg. Smith. Now Kendall. Ross. And Sweden are happy to drop very deep now when they don't have the ball. Smith again. Came on during the first half for Ruby Mace. She's now given the ball away to Bengtsson. Bergberg. Clinton working hard to win it back. It's a smart turn from Winberg. She believes she was fouled, but the referee has tried to allow the game to flow. Clinton. Simmons unable to link up with those further forward, but Clinton wins it back, and Dullian hauls her to the turf. Grace Clinton is certainly not giving this up. Simmons and Gregory are over the free kick. It's whipped in by Gregory, and the header is over the top, and it was a real opportunity for Mia Ross. Arriving through the crowd, free header, 6 yards out, but she couldn't keep it down. And that may have been England's chance to take something from this game. And now Bourne at the other end is wary the pace of Winberg. One-to-one, she's covered some difficult situations well so far, Tara Bourne. Vike. Now Pelganda. Vike again checking back, but this time she delivers the cross, which is claimed by Keating. And the clearance will find Murphy. Kendall. Simmons. She was on a different wavelength there. Caroline Saublon is seeing her team inch towards a victory here. Showed in the game against Germany that they're capable of repelling so much pressure. It's been a different sort of game today as Ross is penalised for handball, so Sweden have a free kick. England have enjoyed nothing close to the dominance that Germany did, and of course they were chasing the game and missed a penalty. Winberg over the free kick. Sandberg. And it was cut out by Fox. Sandberg. Julian nipping in. And Bengtsson has been fouled. It will be a free kick. Grace Clinton, in her eagerness to win the ball back, has given Sweden an opportunity here. And a second goal now will surely settle it. Bengtsson will take the free kick, and it's scooped very high, and rising was Keating to send the ball behind for a corner. Another teaser from Sweden there. And it was first Keating and then Bourne. Vinberg will look to cause more havoc inside the 6-yard area here. And again, it's deep. Duljan is completely unmarked. Bounce of the ball did not really favour her. But England here are running out of time. Ross. Sweden have restricted England to so few opportunities that they've actually created themselves. Blinkilde has been given the free kick in the end. Ross. Now Bourne. Bourne vacating that space to move forward, so Ross just dropping in. Here is Smith. Murphy. And Simmons dragging the shot wide. But it's a rare glimpse of the combination play we saw from England during the win against Norway. It's tidied up once again by Ross. Spain now lead the Czech Republic 5-0 in the second half of their game in Opava. So Spain are heading through with something to spare. France and Italy drawing 2-2 earlier on in that group today. Kendall. Gregory. And that's a good ball. Here is Clinton. It's a nice turn, and it's just wide. And Grace Clinton almost conjuring up the equaliser there. Seemed to have done everything right. Picked out by Gregory. That spin and the curling shot. A matter of inches off target. Gemma Davis will just be hoping her team can find something else. If it stays like this, Sweden won't quite be through, but they would be almost there. It would need Norway to beat them and England to beat Germany to leave 3 teams on 6 points, and then things will be sorted out from there. But if they avoid defeat against Norway, they will be guaranteed a place in the semi-finals. Simmons, Fox, Cut out by Sandberg, but here is Fox again. And Clinton unable to keep the ball in play. He drops for Clinton. And it was a heavy challenge from Bengtsson, but only a throw-in. Ross. Now Bourne. Gregory. Murphy with a nice turn on the edge of the penalty area. Blinkindler is waiting alongside her. Simmons, and it strikes Murphy inside the Swedish area, but it bounces back. Now Fox, looking to take on Sandberg once again. And the cross is repelled once again. But England looking for a big finish here. Smith. Now Ross, and Bourne in space to her left. Kendall just dropping in again. Bourne. Gregory providing the width. Bourne going for the more expansive ball, and it's cut out. Here is Duljan. And that's defended well by Kendall. Blinkilder still full of running. Simmons. Blinkilder once again. Clinton able to turn again, and the ball deflecting into the path of Gregory. And the cross is deep. Clinton was challenging, claims she was fouled. Here is Fox, and it rebounds again to Clinton. Ross. Here is Smith. England looking to keep up the pressure. Bourne. It's her cross, which will come all the way across to Fox. Simmons, and again it's wide. But with 5 minutes to play, England beginning to build up some pressure. This was the cross in from Gregory. Clinton was challenging for it, and she was challenged as well by Sandberg, but it did seem that it was a genuine attempt to win the ball. And Duljan is now withdrawn for Sweden, and Lisa Björk comes on for the closing stages. Regular first-team player for Umeå. Here is Blinkilder, running from deep. Now Fox, the early cross in, but it's beyond Murphy. Claims of a deflection, but it's a goal kick. And Sweden are almost there. Keating will claim and chooses to go long. And that's a good ball. Björk. But England have it back. Kendall. Now Bourne. And it's a free kick. The challenge on Blinkilder. And England will send more players forward here. Smith. Simmons. They do have the throw-in. Fox will take it. Into Clinton. Just look to work the ball around the corner for Fox, but again, it's defended well by Sandberg. And she's won the free kick. And this will go long as well. Murphy fighting for it, and now Murphy almost wins it back. Kendall, Bourne. Ross. Simmons sliding in, but she's unable to win it back from Bjork. But she does at the second attempt. It stays like this, Sweden will have 6 points. England and Norway will have 3 points. Germany have no points, but Germany play England in the final game on Sunday. At the same time, it is Sweden against Norway, so still possibilities. Bjork, full of running from the bench. And it's played back again, but the shot from Bjork just lacking power. Her and Winberg almost worked it in the 90th minute. Headed in field by Sandberg. Murphy unable to gather. Here is Persson. Wijk. Bachmark looks to have got away with those first half errors, which could have been so costly for her team. Ross. Gregory. Now Ross again. Sweden still so well organised right at the end of this game. But here is Fox. Simmons back towards Fox again, and the corner conceded by Sandberg. And this could be the last chance for England. A minimum of 5 more minutes. Corner's played short. Simmons with the delivery. And it bobbles through to Bachmann. And at the moment, this is a game settled by a set piece. Gemma Davis will be analysing that on the tape in the aftermath. On so many occasions, Sweden have had the chance to win free headers close to the England goal. Nil Haga made hers count early on. Wijk will take the throw in. And England will look to switch this quickly, as they have to now. Smith. It ricochets into the path of Fox. Clever running by Blinkilde. Now Simmons, needs to be a good cross. And that's bravely defended by Persson. And Högberg drawing the challenge from Kendall and ensuring that England are unable to recover the ball easily. And there are some real nerves on the England bench. Their record against Germany is played 8, lost 8 at under-19 level. And they play them on Sunday. This was the chance to take that game out of the equation, but at the moment, it is not happening for Gemma Davis and her team. Sweden now incredibly deep. Smith. But Gregory won't keep that in play. Brady. And the ball has gone out of play. Just as Högberg was looking to make tracks forward. Long from Keating. Headed away by Persson. Blinkilder. Fox. Fox able to cross into the penalty area this time, but it's a comfortable claim for Bachmark. And Clinton just conceding the free kick, which will eat up more time. Sweden very close now to a brace of notable victories against Germany and England at the start of this UEFA Women's Under-19 Championship. They've gone the course before, and after some time away from the finals, this generation look to have something about them. Here is Högberg, and it's a free kick. Clinton gets a card. And there are words as well exchanged between the England striker and the referee. Clinton's card, a problem for England right at the end of this game. Challenge born of frustration with a challenge on Högberg. We are inside the final minute of the allotted 5 minutes here. And Sweden just looking to see this game out. Finnberg with the free kick. And it's too high, but it will waste time. And England don't have that now. He will have to go forward very quickly indeed. Smith. Now Blinkilder. Wide to Fox. Blinkilder again. England will have to get the ball into the penalty area here. Otherwise, time will expire for them. Bourne. And it's behind Gregory. And that's it. It's a win for Sweden. The early header from Nell Haga. Enough to ensure back-to-back victories for them. And Caroline Sjöblom and her backroom team can look back on a really good start to these championships. Nell Haga's thumping header the difference between these two sides. And although England had so much possession in the closing stages, like Germany, they could find no way beyond this resilient Swedish defence. And England must now face the Germans with work to do in the final game. Sweden just need to avoid defeat against Norway, and they will win the group. It is finished. Sweden 1, England 0.
Substitution for Sweden, when 2 players left, number 10.